Hi there, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. I am Aaron, and tonight we're doing another video. We're doing a look at, we're going to do a Q&A and a kind of a Vinegar Syndrome limited edition one. I did put this on my on my Twitter, but I think I initially said that this was going to be like a super chat, but it's not. That's kind of what my Cult of Cinema stuff is. After Dark is. This is a regular time. So I wasn't initially going to do a video tonight, but I decided that I wanted to. Hey, Chris, welcome. That I wanted. Hey there, George. I wanted to make sure that what we did tonight was talk about Vinegar Syndrome bit. Hey there, Weldon. Hey there, and ready. Because a lot of the limited editions, we're coming closer to the halfway to Black Friday sale. We're going to talk a bit about that. We're going to make some guesses as well. But the one thing that I really want to talk about is there's some of them aren't going to make it. Some of these limited editions are not going to make it to Black Friday. And that's the halfway to Black Friday. That's pretty obvious right now. So what I did, red alert, Michael, because yeah, there's a bunch of, so I brought them each of them up. And I'm hoping that I've put down the, the resolution on this here. So hopefully you can see it. This time. I worked really hard to get the resolution right, guys. Now this is a bit of a brighter room, so I'm going to seem a bit brighter. Now the reason for all that is I can't go down into my movie library right now, and I'll explain that. My knee, which you guys saw from my last couple videos of howling around a bit, that's gotten a bit worse. So going down over the stairs, not something I can actually I can do at this time. So I get up, I flip a coin, and say, well, am I going to be able to stand today, or am I going to grab a cane? But it is what it is. I could have a lot worse problems than that, so I'm not complaining at all. Actually, I'm a very lucky person. I'm very blessed. Anyway. We are going to look at the Vinegar Syndrome stuff. You can see right behind me the McPherson tapes. This one is that Vinegar Syndrome did in conjunction with AGFA. AGFA is the, what's it called? The American Genre Film Association. And they do a lot of titles. They did some of the, they did the Lady Street Fighter one that I did recommend you guys that you do check out. I'm going to open up your comments here because I don't want to miss your comments. Michael, they're perfect. The McPherson, I don't have the McPherson one. I do want this one. So you can see here it has like the alternate artwork. This is, well, oh no, this is the slipcover. See, I'm not a fan of blood-sucking freaks, and I actually own it, Weldon. When I was a kid, I remember I had this like Dracula book. It was like this hardcover thing, had Chris Flea on the cover. And they talked about blood-sucking freaks. And I hated the poster. And I finally saw the film, and I was really underwhelmed by the movie. It just didn't do it for me. It wasn't my type, I guess. So I passed up on that one. But I'm sure if anybody can make it interesting, Joe Bob can. Hey there, Andy. So, well, right now we're getting close to the time when it comes. Now you don't have to worry so much because you've got a lot of their stuff that's already their limited editions. Now this one isn't included in the limited edition package with Vinegar Syndrome. So this is a McPherson tapes. It's supposed to be the first, like, kind of found footage type film. I'm really interested in this one here. And so Vinegar Syndrome is putting out with a special limited edition slipcover through AGFA is putting it out. At this point in time, let me just refresh just to make sure. I want to make sure I get you the actual amount. So there's one left. There is one. Wow, okay, that went fast. There's one McPherson tape with the slipcover left. So you guys, there's 10 of you guys on here now. I'm going to let you know that. I'm definitely a wrestling fan. But yeah, so there's only one of these left. So whoever wants to get it, grab it now. After that, this beautiful looking slipcover is definitely gone and it ain't coming back. As always, I'm going to say, please, I want to thank you to my patrons out there and everybody that supports me. Like, share, and subscribe. It's always the best thing that you can do. And that means more to me than anything else, especially at this time now when things are tight for a lot of people. The like button and sharing the video on through social media, yeah, I truly appreciate that with my channel. So there you go. When I came in to make this video, there's 14 copies of the McPherson tapes left. There is now one copy of the McPherson tapes left. Now, Splatter University, Chris just mentioned, is a favorite of mine. I definitely mentioned it to him a few times, and I'm glad that he liked it because it is a bit of an odd one. It's a bit of a weird one, and it has kind of a tonal difference to it. Hey there, Paul. We're talking about the limited editions, McPherson tapes. The last time I checked, they had one left. See if one of you guys bought it. Okay, the McPherson tapes is now officially, hey there, Dave. The limited edition with the slipcover, it's gone. So there is no more McPherson tapes with the slipcover available. It just sold out, and now that you can still buy the regular one with the limited with the slipcover. If you're interested in the McPherson tapes, and I'm hoping that's going to be on part of the sale, but I don't think so. Are the VHS? Not VHS. These are all Blu-ray and DVD stuff. So hopefully, can you guys see? Okay, I mean, like I know that, like, you know, with the whiteness, like some of that is a little bit harder to see. But hopefully, when I put it up like this, you can see it a bit better, so that we can actually see which films they are. So that's the McPherson tapes. We'll go away from that one because we know that one's now officially sold out. But we're going to go into into one record right now. So this is the Spookies. This is the vinyl soundtrack for the movie The Spookies, which I'm sure most of you guys got the Blu-ray of when it came out because it had an amazing two slipcovers actually, and to choose from. Not only that, but it also had an incredible two documentaries on there. One which is the making of Spookies, which I highly recommend anyone watch, and the Vipco documentary as well, which is also equally entertaining. Nightmare Sisters is one that I hope gets a slip. They said that there's 4 coming with slips, 4 new slips coming. I would assume and hope that maybe Nightmare Sisters, maybe a couple Linnea Quigley slips. That would tempt me. I better have told me it's pretty tight right now, so I'm not sure how well I'm going to be able to do with the Vinegar Syndrome sale. I'm going to try to do my best. I am Mr. Vinegar Syndrome. I am Mr. Vincent, so I do try to at least represent a bit during the sales. It's a little bit tighter now, but I'm going to try. Is there an announcement? I haven't heard any announcements coming up yet today, Indy, because it is coming so close to this. Basically, right now, what I'm doing is I'm going through. I'm going to talk about some Vinegar Syndrome stuff, and there's a few I noticed. Like when I noticed the McPherson tapes were so low, and then I looked through and saw that there's a bunch of stuff that's gotten in the lower category. That I wanted to talk about them and let you guys know. So in case you don't have a subscription, in case there's certain ones that you're missing out on and you're collecting them and you want to make sure you get the slips and all that stuff, that will, now I'll only go really into the ones that are under the 500. And I will give you my recommendations as well. Yeah, no, I want to try and just, the best way I can say it is I want to make sure that that you guys, was Spookies like the Ghoulies? No, not like the Ghoulies. It's a very different type of film. It's very cheesy fun. Hey there, Scholar. Yep, so that's the thing. The halfway before and that's something I forgot too. Do I recommend the 5 films? I do actually. I really like the 5 films, 5-year sets. I watched the hell out of them. Both of them. There's a Golden Age erotica one, which if there's 2 of those, and there's 2 of the horror exploitation ones, depending on what your bag is, or if, for instance, you wanted to try the erotica stuff. Hey there, Adrian. But you do want to get like something with a raunchy cover. This is the 5 years 5 film sets are perfect ways to dip your toes in that to see if that's your bag, to see if that's your kind of thing. So right now the Spookies vinyl one, and I will refresh just to make sure. Yeah, it is down to 193 copies for the Spookies vinyl. Next up is the Angel Collection. This is the ones I told you guys to grab. Hey there, Dwayne. I think this is going to make it to the sale. Like, it's a few weeks away. But this one is down under the 500 radar, so I wanted to let you guys know about everything that's under the 500 radar. So this is the Angel Collection. There are 3 movies in the set, and I strongly recommend it. It's a great set. Super stoked to get this. And now it's down to 455, so it is under the 500 like radar. And I find that once it gets to a certain level, they tend to go fast because people tend to panic buy. 455, I think you're still good. So I think that you're solid with that one for right now. But I would not recommend letting this one go past the sale. I'm glad. The first one is still my favorite one, Weldon. The second one is very different. It's almost like Evil Dead in the way that and Texas Chainsaw, the way that it takes a complete like 180 tonal shift in the second film because they don't feel that they can beat what they did in the first in the style of the thriller genre. So they go in a comedic aspect, like Evil Dead 2 did, like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 did. No, not Angel 3 does go back to the more of the thriller aspect of it, the more thriller kind of a style thing. We even use Matt Adams as a villain, so you're gonna get a bunch of cool stuff there. Photo miniature copies of movie posters, that would be awesome. Well, Jimbo, if you collect MVD Rewind, they do have small like mini posters in there. So I don't have any here on me. Kind of had a flesh pop. I can see that actually, and you know what I think it is? I think it's the fact that both Angel and Fleshpot. No, Angel's not an adult film, just to let everybody know. It's off the RRP list. So when it says it's going, now know that like when you're looking at stuff and you're saying, okay, I'm going to wait, just check out how much the percentage is off right now. I always do that before the sales, by the way. So this is the Angel Collection, for instance. It is, you know, right now it's $49.99, but it is, what's it? $69.98 is, I didn't, Jacob, I missed out on the McPherson tapes, unfortunately. I'm going to have to get the regular edition. Hopefully you got one. So basically, when they say half off during the halfway to Black Friday sale, that's not going to be half off the $49 because you know it's going to be $25. That's going to be half off the $69. So that's going to put it $70. So that's going to put it at around $35. So it's going to still be cheaper than it is right here right now. And this one surprised me actually. The Unmasked Part 25. I do recommend this film. Actually, I recommend it a lot. This one is gone down. It's a 300 count. Actually, what is it again? I'll bring it up again here now. But 393 actually. So Unmasked. This is the limited edition slipcover. And I actually find it pretty cool. This is the back of the slipcover. Kind of got a cool creepiness to it. Now, Unmasked is it is a horror comedy. If you want to see like a Jason-like character, but he talks with a British accent and he quotes things like Lord Byron and he's like, he knows his poetry and still get like vicious kills alongside it, then this, my friends, is your movie because it does that. It has all of that in there. Oh no, not 25 series. That's a joke, basically. You know, like where there's so many like Friday the 13th films at the time. So kind of a parody of that. Was to just put Unmasked Part 25. You got me on Facebook? Hopefully that, I'm not going to say any bad words, but that guy that always comments is going to not this time around. And Brian has been nice enough to actually put my videos up on Facebook. And I really appreciate that. Best adult film to check out. Tell you what, I'll come back to that. After we do the limited, stay around, Michael, after we do the limited editions, and I'll do that now. Let me think. Best adult title to pick. Anybody that have the adult titles have any ideas? Because there are certain ones that stick with me. And it really depends. If you're looking for like a story-wise stuff, yeah, get the 25 films, 25 years. The 5 films, 5 years. Get the first 5. But if you know, that's, I think, at a print right now. Taboo is a great one. Taboo 2 and 3 is actually really good. Like especially Taboo 2. Taboo 3, but Taboo. But hey there, Christopher, welcome, man. Yeah, actually, Woman's Torment for sure. You know that's one of my favorite. Pretty Peaches, I'm going to be talking about a little bit later on, actually. Um, let's do it. Great to know Brass film, actually. I love that film. But it's a best adult title. Mascara is really good. That's one stood out with me. Flesh Pound on 42nd Street. It's not really an adult film. Why did Russ Mars? I'm not quite sure. Probably something that he was like, that he felt like. Russ Mars are really good. His film is like, his films are good. They're well shot. Probably he felt more steady with that, or maybe it's the cinematographer that he used. So I guess that's a DP question that I don't know, like director of photography. Yeah, we're going to get down to the rest of them. So if you haven't picked up Unmasked Part 25, it's down at $3.93 right now. Now this is another one that I do recommend the limited edition slipcover of. There's 339 left, and it is Beyond the Door. If you haven't seen Beyond the Door, definitely worth checking out. It's a really fun one. Beyond the Door 3, sorry. And it has a unique slipcover with embossing in very specific places, which I'm sure many of you guys know about. And if you don't have the slipcover on that one, I'm not going to lie, it's one of those that you're going to kick yourself that you didn't slipcover on. There's certain ones I'm sure that certain people, like if maybe came in later on, that they're kicking themselves. If you never got the lenticular Jack Frost or one, you're definitely probably kicking yourself. If you never picked up My Chauffeur, which is actually a really good film, that had one of the best slipcovers that they ever put out. So that's the, but so this one here, definitely a very cool one. It'll go good with your Arrow one. Neither one of them have anything to do with the other ones, but they're both good films. But Beyond the Door 3, down right now to 339 copies. Hopefully it'll make it. The Vineyard, this surprised the hell out of me. This one is down now to 362. I think this will make it. I mean, I think the people that got the Vineyard are pretty much like good with it right now. So if you're waiting on the sale to get this one, I think this is one you can wait for on the sale, though I would like check back every day or two if this is one that you want to get. Alan knows where the embossement's at. But definitely want to check out. Putney Soup was the month that they did kind of like an artsy style month. They did like Putney Soup, Decoder, they did a couple films actually. But Putney Soup was probably the most popular out of those. That one there is, I'm pretty sure this one's down on a nice bit now too. Yeah, this one's down to 294. This is the slipcover for Putney Swoop. That's the back of it. Actually, no, the Truth and Soul movie. This is a blaxploitation film. So far, those are on your sale list. We'll talk about some more of these, by the way. I won't just go through. I'll go through all the limited editions afterwards. I'll talk about them all. Did I watch the Joe Bob Briggs one? I'm not a big fan of like blood-sucking freaks, so that's the reason. No, I think he did another movie, but I didn't get to see it. I wasn't feeling well last night, Brian. But I would say that blood-sucking freaks was one of those where I'm like, yeah, I can miss this one. If anybody makes it interesting, Joe Bob will make it interesting, but Blood-Sucking Freaks is not a good film, in my not so humble opinion. Never been a fan of that movie. That one well to watch. I'm a huge fan of Kelly Maroney, love her, and I love Chopping Mall. So I'll definitely check the Chopping Mall one. Oh yeah, the eBay. So this is Savage Harbor. This is one of the VSAs. This is an excellent one. It's a VSA. So it's got a huge poster with it. It is a limited edition. Once these are sold out, these are sold out. So these aren't coming back without slips. These are only available with the hardcover VSA. Boxes that they use, like slide boxes. What version of the missing action? I don't know actually. I got them in different like ones. So there's 219 left of this one. So when they say 219 left, it's not going to be like the McPherson tapes where you can, where oh look, there's only a few left, then it's gone, and then like there's one without a slipcover. VSAs are completely limited edition. Once they're gone, they are gone. They're not coming back with no regular edition. They had the rights to a certain specific amount of these films. That's what these are, and that's how they're done. There are only 219 left of Savage Harbor. You guys all know what happened to Evil Town. You all know what happened to Vice Academy. And I know some people afterwards were kicking themselves that they missed out on Vice Academy, or kicking themselves that they missed out on Evil Town. Don't be kicking yourself for Savage Harbor. I haven't got it yet. I will be doing an unboxing once I get it. I'm expecting to get that one there on the 27th is what it's saying. Hopefully maybe I get it on 26th, get a little bit early. So this is Fleshpot on 42nd Street. It's an Andy Milligan film. It is an X-rated film, but it is very lightly X-rated. There's not a lot of X-rated stuff in in Fleshpot on 42nd Street. It's really more dealing with the characters. When it was mentioned there that it has a feel of the Angel series, hey Amy, it really does, because it is basically about the characters that are on the street and not so much about the hardcore aspect of it. This one here is down to only 110 copies. So if this is one of the adult titles that you're going to look at, once they get down to the 100 range, once people find out that they're down that low, they do tend to go fast. That's one thing that I can tell you. When it comes to, like for instance, the McPherson tapes were down to 86 earlier on today. Hey there, Alvin. Then they went down to like, like the 30, and when I came on here there was 14, and when I clicked it then there's one left, and then we saw it McPherson tapes sell out. So just letting you know, Fleshpot on 42nd Street, if people start to realize that this one is down this low, it may not make it to the sale. Now here's one that is probably not going to make it to the sale because it is down extremely low. This, much like McPherson tapes, this one is really low. This is In the Cold of Night. Is a Shannon Tweed film. Oh, thank you. My hair is getting long. That's because I don't have a chance to cut it, which maybe I won't cut it because, thank you. This one's down to 61. So I want you to kind of to grasp that. Now we saw what happened with the McPherson tapes, which was over 80 earlier on today, and it is sold out now. So you can only get the regular edition. In the Cold of Night is down to 61 at this point. So if you're a fan of that style film, if you're a fan of Shannon Tweed, for instance, she's in this one. She's from my home, like province of Newfoundland. Yes, we're all blonde in Newfoundland. But In the Cold of Night is an excellent title, and it is low. I don't have this one yet. It's one that does. If I had more money on me right now, I would definitely grab this one because I would have grabbed the McPherson tapes tonight too, and I would have grabbed them Cold of the Night before they went out of print. I don't want to miss a slipcover on this one. I really don't. I like it. Actually, I like it a lot. I like the slip on this one. I love the way that it's done. I love the style. It is definitely probably going to sell out before the sale. It's 61. 61. That's not a lot when it comes to like a slipcover edition. Next up, this one's got 486. So this one is pretty safe. This is Dominique is dead, or is she? And I do definitely recommend checking this one out. Not one that you're probably going to need during, for this is not one you're going to have to grab, pre-sale. But where it is under the 500 mark, I will let you know. Anytime that something dips be underneath the 500 mark. A great little thriller. Definitely recommend it with a great cast, like a excellent cast. Like you got Gene Simmons in this one, Cliff Robertson here, Judy Geeson is in this one, Jenny Agutter is in it. Definitely a really good film. Get some clippers. It's okay. Wacko, good slipcover on that one. I don't have a slipcover for that one because that was one that was given to me actually. But there was by a friend. So 318 left. Yep, you heard that right, Weldon. Jenny Agutter. is in Dominica's dad. She has a pretty important part, actually. So if you've never seen it, definitely check it out. Are you a Jenny Agutter fan? Have you ever watched? Oh God, the show. What's the one I'm talking about? Stephen Moffat show. Your first on-screen crush. There's a Stephen Moffat series. They remade it, but it was called. My God, what's the name of it? American Werewolf in London. Yeah, shit. Couplings. That's it. So, Steve Moffat made a series called Couplings. That's the guy that was on Doctor Who for a while. Did Sherlock. And there's a joke on the show when they're talking about like on-screen nudity, in that when they were kids, they'd always look for Jenny Agutter films because Jenny Agutter was guaranteed nudity if she was in the film. Which, it's not completely untrue. Got the erudition of American Werewolf. I haven't seen American Werewolf in a long time. Not a fan of the director, but especially after Cursed Films, man. But but I am a fan of that. So this one I think is going to make it. It's like down to 318. That's not too bad. Next up is Beware My Brethren. I haven't got this one yet. This is kind of a blind spot for me, but I do want to see this one. This is down to 169. So there's 169 of these left to slip. Definitely looks like an interesting film, though. I love the look of the slip on this one, so I'm hoping this one makes it to the sale. Definitely an odd, unusual style film. With some religious fanaticism and a killer type thing. I haven't seen that one yet, Ragman, so I'm actually very excited. Now, I will say that I did get a notification from Severin Films, and they did say that I think the second last week, whatever, anybody that got the bundles, got the box sets of the Al Adamson set, that's going to be coming out, looks to be in late May. I had heard that a friend of mine actually got a shipping notification for the Al Adamson one, but then afterwards I spoke with, I sent an email to Severin Films, and I got a response back that their sets weren't ready to go yet, but they'd be ready to go in late May. So expect to get the Al Adamson set, whichever bundle you got in around late May time. So anybody that's got the Al Adamson set, it's going to be interesting. We'll look at that one once it comes in. And I did get the Ghastly bundle. That was my big birthday present this year. So we'll definitely check out that. Shot is down to 311, so I think that's going to be good, but I do recommend checking it out. It has one of the most beautiful slipcovers that Vinegar Syndrome put out. If you're a fan of underground comics and Robert Crumb style stuff, definitely the artwork on there is very reminiscent of that, like a Robert Crumb, a Harvey Picard type of thing. Wonder Woman is actually down to 167. That actually surprises me. This one was like gone for the longest period of time. Like you couldn't find it. It looks like it wasn't there. They finally brought it up. I bought this one at a store, and the store didn't have the slipcover for some reason. So I got mine without slipcover. Now this is the very cool. I wish I had slipcover actually for this one. It is down to 167, so I would recommend keeping an eye on that one. That may or may not make it to the sale with the slip, and if you really want the slip on Wonder Woman, definitely check that out. I want to make sure I'm not missing your comments. You guys have been pretty quiet here tonight. Is it? No, it's not. It's not an adult version of Wonder Woman. It's kind of like an action film. It's not an adult film at all, actually. Now, one of my picks, and I showed you guys this one, is The Penitentiary 2, which is my favorite of the 3 Penitentiary films. It's really fun. It's got Mr. T. It's got Ernie Hudson as the villain, a young Ernie Hudson, and I'm not sure if it's this one. I think Rudy Ray Moore actually might have a cameo in Penitentiary 2. Like, correct me if I'm wrong. I know he's got a cameo in one of them. I'm pretty sure it's Penitentiary 2. I'll be talking about Agent of It before Cadillac 7. I'm going to be going into that as well and what we think they're going to be. Thank you. I appreciate that. Like, even if you're, the fact that you're here, like, you're not really into the Vinegar Shrimp stuff, but you're here anyway, is something I truly appreciate. Because some people, like, if I talk about stuff that they're not totally into all the time, they'll go and, like, they'll miss out on other things that we talk about. So don't be one of those people. How much do I love Don't Torture Duckling? I really like that film. Are you going to say something bad with Don't Torture Duckling, Brian? Are we going to, like, disagree on this one too? Me and Brian will usually disagree on at least one or two things per video, which is actually fun. It's like a Cisco and Ebert type of thing. I love Don't Torture Duckling. I think, it's a great film. Fernanda Balkan does a great job in it. Barbara O'Shea's in that one as well, I think. A really good Lucio Fulci film. It's a great Jello, and I 100% recommend it. Please don't, like, read anything about it going in. See, I gotta disagree. I think it's one of Fulci's best. Hey there, PlayStation. Definitely, and especially for Jello films, I would say it may be his. I gotta think of the Jello films he did. Yeah, this may be his best Jello film. Cat o' Nine Tails. Watch Don't Torture Duckling first. I love Argento. I got Cat o' Nine Tails. I got special edition of Cat o' Nine Tails, mind you. It's not Argento's best. It's part of the Animal trilogy. It is the least of the Animal trilogy. They consisted of Birds, Crystal Plumage, Cat o' Nine Tails, and Four Flies and Grey Velvet. All three of those films are very entertaining films because of the reasoning, like, behind the killer. Cat o' Nine Tails is definitely the weakest. Oh yeah, no, don't. Cat o' Nine Tails is still a really good film. Don't get me wrong. Dracula is a different beast altogether. It's its own thing. Well, it's not. It's a praying mantis, but incredible soundtrack on like the earlier Argentos used, Morricone. I like the Death Walks movies actually. I thought they were really good. They were different. I thought that in them, like the female, the kind of the, I guess, the protagonist, the antagonist, whatever, the lead. She was a strong character, which you don't always get in a lot of these films. But yeah, if you've never seen, like, if you've seen mostly the gore stuff of Lucio Fulci or some, like, more sleazer stuff as well, Don't Torture Duckling is not that. It is a really different film. It is a great Jello, and it's well paced. Acting all around is fantastic. Argento's still alive? Yeah, Argento's definitely still alive. Let's check and see if this one's gone down. So this is Penitentiary 2. If you're a blaxploitation fan at all and you don't have it, get it, like 100%. It's down to, like, there's 85 copies left. There's 86, 89 when it came on here. So somebody's bought one since we came on here. Maybe it's one of you guys. If it is, kudos. You guys rock. Demonoid with the new slipcover, this original Demonoid with the new slipcover, is down to 260 something, I think. 277 actually. So if you're a fan of Demonoid, I got to rewatch that one. I didn't get into it when I saw it first. If you're a fan of Demonoid and you don't have the slip, or you want to get with the slip, there's 277 left with the slip. And Catch My Soul, this one's going slow. I really think this is going to make it sell. I don't think you're going to worry about this one. It's the last one left of that sub-label that they did early on. There was like a Dennis Hopper one. There's a couple of films actually. So Catch My Soul, I think, is down to 112 copies. But once these are sold out, they're gone. They're not coming back. They did not sell well for them. They were more artistic style films. This one is like what I'm pretty sure this is like the rock opera, right? Yeah, the Othello. Yeah, Othello rock opera. So that one there, again, it didn't do, like, super well for them. So that one won't be coming back. If it's one that you want to pick up, definitely I recommend that you do. Now, during the sale, of course, everything is going to be, I'm just going to put something up on the screen there, is going to be 50% off. Well, not everything. Like the newer stuff is gonna have percentage off, but it won't be 50% off. Almost everything will be 50% off during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. Always important to check that out and to keep an eye on that stuff. Now, for people that haven't looked into the Vinegar Syndrome stuff, when I did my videos, there were some that I didn't show you because they were upstairs. So these are 5 Vinegar Syndrome titles that didn't make it into my video initially because I had them upstairs to watch. And one of them is Don Dohler's Night Beast. If you like cheesy sci-fi type stuff, this is probably one of Don Dohler's. It's definitely his highest budgeted film. Like, it's still extremely low budgeted. It's a regional horror film. For people that know what regional horror films are, basically they're usually shot in an area using a cast and crew centered around that area. Night Beast is a really fun one. Vinegar Syndrome is actually having a bit of a contest now, where you can win a copy of the spaceship from Night Beast. If you look on their Twitter, and it's on their Facebook. If you like and you kind of and share the comment, you can win like some $25 gift certificates. You can win a copy of the spaceship from Night Beast. That's all on their site right now and on their Twitter as well. So if you wanna check that out and like and share it, maybe one of you guys can actually win and win a $25 gift certificate or the one left copy spaceship of Night Beast. I would love to have it actually. I really like Don Dohler stuff. My favorite Don Dohler movie is The Fiend, which was put out by, was it Massacre Video put out The Fiend? I'm not sure. I think it was. That's my favorite Don Dohler one. But if you like Mandy, for instance, Night Beast, if you've seen Mandy, like Night Beast is played like during the film Mandy. Kind of like a more like Vinegar Syndrome with their announcements. We'll talk about, an Arrow made some announcements recently. They were okay. We'll talk about them afterwards though. Hey there, Jason. All right, so move that one over here. Next up is the Human Tornado. Like I said, I had this one upstairs. Rudy Ray Moore. This is the sequel to Dolomite. There are more Rudy Ray Moore films on Vinegar Syndrome. This is the only sequel, though. There's only one sequel to Dolomite, and it is called The Human Tornado. Petey Wheatstraw and Disco Godfather are not sequels to the Dolomite films. They're Rudy Ray Moore films, and you know what you're getting with that type of stuff. The Keep needs to. They got a Australian release. I would love to see the Keep get like a really good like kind of Blu-ray collector's edition release. Is it a great? It's an okay film. It's not a great film. I think more people want the Keep for the score, and because it's not available. But it's definitely a good enough film to get like look at some stuff I'm showing you guys to get a good edition. So again, and one of the neat things, if you buy all the 4 Rudy Ray Moore films that Vinegar Syndrome put out, every one of them has part of a documentary called I, Dolomite on it. When you get them all together, there's 4 parts to it. Runs 7 minutes long altogether when you get it all. And fun to have. That way you can go from disc to disc, getting the whole documentary. I would love to see them do a box for the Rudy Ray Moore films to put them in. They did mention it early on. They kind of moved away from it. Maybe the Rudy Ray Moore films didn't sell as well as they initially expected, but they had hinted around a couple years back that they were going to make a box to put the Rudy Ray Moore films in, but I don't see that happening anytime soon unless they pick up in sales a bit. This is the original Penitentiary. This one is out of print. This is the slipcover. Will that be one of their catalog slips? I don't think so. I think they're going to go with like 4 like distinct films. I'm thinking it's because they've paired off the internet around here because of everything. So hopefully you're all still there. Hopefully none of you guys are gone. Speak, please. Somebody speak so I actually know that I actually still have people here. The Aerodrome DVD of Penitentiary. I do have the Aerodrome DVD of Penitentiary that included Penitentiary 2, but I needed to upgrade it to Blu-ray. And it is really a cool one. It's a Gemma Fanaka film. Really cool director, by the way. Great features on this. Definitely, if you like the Aerodrome one, definitely worth upgrading to. And this is actually a really neat slipcover. You can actually see the way that the glove is done. It actually kind of, it's almost like it's coming off. I just really like the way it's done. This is definitely more serious than Penitentiary 2, but they're both really good films. So I'm gonna put these over here so they don't fall. Next up is it is embossed actually. The glove's embossed and shiny. I haven't seen the movie since VHS days. Oh, they're worth checking out, dude. Yeah, I can imagine. The Penitentiary films are so cool. What catalog slips do I think to bring out? Actually, I'm going to do these two, and then we'll talk about catalog slips that I think, because I'm going to look at the regular stuff, and we're going to see if we can like kind of guess what the catalog slips are going to be. I didn't say anything about the catalog slips yet. If I froze up, I do apologize. I'm hopefully this video is going to go okay. Next up is Sudden Fury. This is a Canucksploitation one, and I highly recommend it. It's actually a really good little thriller. I love the slipcover on this one. Unfortunately, slipcover on this one. Thank you, Dave. Yes, please hit the thumbs up. It's the thumbs up that keeps me going and keeps people seeing these videos, so that I live to go another day with this stuff. And the way that YouTube changes its rules every day, every thumbs up definitely helps. And if like Brian, who has been very generous in sharing my videos on social media, if you want to tweet at some of my videos sometime or put it on a Facebook group, I definitely will be very grateful for that. This is the other side of the cover, so you can see the high quality the Vinegar slip covers are. And just to kind of give you an idea, if you don't have any, well, the internet's been pared down, Paul, around here, basically because of what's going on. More people are at home right now. They have like slowed down the internet speed. Right now, I'm paying for the highest internet speed available, but I'm not getting it. But I can't complain too much. It's what's going on in the world. But they're very solid, hard slip covers. They're not flimsy slip covers at any stretch of the imagination. A lot of them have a lot of embossing on it. See this here? You really can't tell until you got it in your hand, but this here is embossed. Even the side of this is embossed as well. Well, I'll get to this. Honestly, I'll get to the catalog slips in a second. I'm almost finished with these here. I want to go through these first, and then we'll talk about about guessing on what the slips are going to be and what those kind of bonus titles might be as well. So we will get to we'll get to that. This is one of the two slips. I have the second slip because of a fantastic viewer. So I brought up the older slip. So this is the Spookies that had two slips. This one is actually the one I like better actually is this one right here. So this has a slip too. Again, there's a lot of embossing in both of them. This is the back cover of this one here. A great film, by the way. If you don't have Spookies, you won't get a slip with it, but make sure you grab this film during the Vinegar Syndrome sale. If this is not in your collection right now, put this in your collection. Not only because the film is insane and it is 110% worth picking up, but also because there are two feature-length documentaries on here. Usually one runs around 100 minutes, the other one runs over 2 hours long. So definitely worth checking out. So a lot of you guys want to know what cataloged slips they're going to probably do. Slip cover. I could do that. There's nothing bad on it. Got just one of the guys today. Nice one, Ken. The extra slip. See, so Adrian has the extra slip for Spookies. It's a really good slip, by the way, for sale. So with the extra slip for Spookies, I got it downstairs actually, and I got it because I'm kind of displaying it. This is what it looks like right here, but it's embossed. So this is the very great cover. Very little to do with the film. They actually kind of to the ending of the film. Spookies is an odd film. Now, there are going to be some that they're going to be releasing on sale day. There's a couple that we don't know about, as well as there are 4 catalog slips. What that means is they're going to take 4 films that didn't have slipcovers before, much like the Christmas Evil, and they're going to put it slips for those four titles. I did it with Demon Eyed, and what 4 ones are they going to do now? Does anybody have any guesses or any thoughts on what they think, what catalog titles they think are going to get slips for this sale? We know there's 4 of them. This is the most that they've done, which is 4. Do you think it is possible that they could go the Linnea Quigley way and give us slips for things like Witch Trap and Nightmare Sisters and the Linnea Quigley double feature? And I think there's another one, because I think there may be 4 Linnea Quigley ones. If that's the case, they might do that and actually give us 4 Linnea Quigley slipcovers. Which, who doesn't want Linnea Quigley slipcovers? I'm not even joking there. Nightmare Sisters would be a good one. I mean, Witch Trap, I know some people would definitely want that. Me personally, the one I want, Murder Weapon Deadly Embrace. Get me a cool slipcover for that one. Find a neat way to do a slipcover for that one, because I really like that. That's one of my, sorry, I moved my knee. That's one of my favorite of the Linnea Quigley editions that they put out. And I have watched that one actually 4 or 5 times, actually. So are there 3 or 4 Linnea Quigley? I know I'm trying to think. There's Nightmare Sisters, Witch Trap, there's a double feature. Is there a 4th Linnea Quigley one out there? That's kind of like bypassing me. I got a feeling that there is, but I'm not thinking of it. That could be a way to go about it. They may pick 4 things at random. You may get something like a Nightmare Sisters. You may get one of their earlier titles, maybe a Sugar Cookies one. I don't think they would reprint. I think much like the limited editions that they do now, the slipcovers aren't going to be reprinted. There's going to be as many of them done that are done. I didn't get the original Ice Cream Man one. I got that one without the slipcover. I missed out on that one, but I'm glad I got the film. It's a really cool film to have. I don't think they need to redo ones that don't have slipcovers. Not yet, anyway. Not until they've run out of ones that already they're missing out on slipcovers. I would like to see one of the adult films get a slipcover. I loved Mascara, and I love the slipcover on that one. I actually do recommend that film if you like adult cinema. That's the one with Knauer. But I would like to see something like Taboo, which is a classic, get a slipcover, and I know, or even the Pretty Peaches trilogy, which I think would definitely deserve like a slipcover as well. The thing is, like, they'll never reprint slipcovers, and I. Oh yeah, they did the first 4 Taboo films. Those are the 4 that went to theaters. Jason, they didn't do anything after the first 4 because those were straight video releases. But Taboo 1, 2, 3, and 4 all got theatrical releases. Yeah, it'll take away a bit of specialness. I think. I don't think they'll ever reprint the slipcover because that's the limited edition. Like they're nice enough to do like so many, and then they don't take much away afterwards. So it's part of the limited edition aspect of it. Like, and the good thing is that you can still usually get the films like pretty much with the same features. They'll let you know if you're missing out on anything. Like, for instance, they did a set of they had it there for the longest time, and I kept telling people to pick it up. A double feature like Point of Terror and another film anyway. But it was a really good one, and the limited edition had the TV versions of them as well. Actually, I'm going to do a specific video on the Taboo films. So we'll get into them in depth. But because the sale is coming up, I will answer that question. 1 and 2 are excellent. 2 may actually be on par with the first film. I think 3 is a dip due to, like, I don't think stories is good in 3. And I think that there's a subplot about a band that really takes away from the actual film itself. I do think that number 4 is up there with being one of the strongest, and one of my favorite in that genre, actually. It has Jamie Gillis, who is an incredible actor for like not just for those type of films. I think Jamie Gillis is actually a really good actor. He is the lead like male actor in the film, and he does a great job. I do 110% recommend picking up Taboo 4. Hey there, Eric. Welcome, man. Because it definitely, if you like the first one, you're gonna love the fourth one. It brings them all together. It definitely brings them all together. So definitely Taboo 4. Yes, pick it up. Night Train and Terror is a slip I would kill for. It's an early one. Night Train and Terror, by the way, guys, is the very first Vinegar Syndrome title that I picked up, and I really want a slipcover for that one. I want the slipcover to have like Night Train and Terror on the front, and rather than have anything, I want to see like on the back of it, I want to see Greta. I want to see like Night Train and Terror on one side. I want to see Greta on the other side because I really like Greta. I like that film. That's an extra film. That's with Night Train to Terror. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's a weird film, but I actually love it. Yeah, Kino did announce the Doctor Who, like the Peter Cushing ones, which I do. I do have them on DVD, so I will eventually pick them up. Uh, but I won't. I don't think I'll pick them up on release date because I still have. I got like the double feature came from London. My dad got it for me, and it had like a Dalek Mania like documentary and stuff on there, which was kind of cool. Peter Cushing actually played him. Brian, see, Amicus got the rights to Doctor Who. Amicus was the rival company of Hammer. And Hammer was doing Quatermass films, which of course also came from TV. So Doctor Who at the time had been like just black and white, had been black and white, had never been seen in color. Amicus got the rights to do Doctor Who. They did their version of Doctor Who for two films, and they are very much play with the color aspect of it. And Peter Cushing plays Doctor Who. He plays the character of Doctor Who. Doctor Who is very different in the films than he is in the TV series, in the fact that he's human, and he's created the TARDIS. So it's for the longest time, Peter Cushing would have been like an out of canon Doctor Who, like specifically just for the films. Due to what recently happened to Doctor Who, though, he could actually be considered in canon now. So you never know. But they're fun films, and I recommend them. The first one I think was a remake of like like a big budget remake of a TV serial, and so was the second one I think. But both of them are really good. I kind of wish that they would have done a Cyberman one as a second one rather than a second Dalek one, but that's just me. I'm a big Cyberman fan. All right, so we're going to talk about like about the slip covers, about what we thought they could be. They did do When the Wind Blows. I think they just recently got released. I love. You mean on DVD? Let's just see here. You can definitely check it out. That's the one good thing about being up here. So you want it on DVD, not Blu-ray, right? I don't see a When the Wind Blows DVD here, actually. Let's go to all. If you have not seen When the Wind Blows, it is a really... Oh, there's a DVD. Perfect. There you go. So you can buy it for $24 on Blu-ray. Or you can buy it for $17 if you just want the DVD edition of the film. If you have never checked out this film, I know that it's an animated film, runs about 60 minutes long, and it is a good film. It is a bit of a rough film. It's a bit of a hard watch. It's about a couple that are retired and they're in England. They live out in the countryside, and the nuclear bomb drops. And they try to kind of go on with their life in a way, kind of like almost like just denying things like that are happening. It's definitely not a happy film. Weird for a kid's line, but definitely want to check out. Would I recommend this Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward? I would 110% recommend that one, and I would recommend getting the one with with the soundtrack. So this here is The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. It stars Edwidge Fenech, who is the queen of the Giallo, in my opinion. And this is a great one. Nora Orlandi did the soundtrack for The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward. It's a remarkable soundtrack, and I recommend you pick up the one with the soundtrack included. There's limited to 3,000. So now Severance are DVDs. Our DVDs are not like Burns or anything like that. I think I saw a question just passed me by that I messed up, so I'm going to look back here and see it. Speaking of, have I seen I saw Watership Down? Yeah, when I was a kid, actually, I saw Watership Down. It is a really good film. Again, it's a brutal film. Is it as good as Threads? I think it's in the same realm. I mean, Threads is definitely a dark film, much like The Day After is. I think Threads is a better film than The Day After, in my opinion. That's maybe a bit controversial, but I do. Both are good. But yes, I do think if you like Threads, you are definitely going to like When the Wind Blows. It is animated, I understand that. It's got a unique style of animation to it. The characters and a lot of the foreground stuff is hand-drawn. The clouds on the outside is more like actual clouds. They actually use clouds. And they'll sometimes use a bit more realistic for some of the background stuff. So it has a unique animation style to it. There's a beautiful song by David Bowie, of course. And it is something, I'm not sure, it does go at a leisurely pace, but those style films do. Oh yeah, I heard. I can't afford it right now, but yes, I definitely want to get Night Killer. Night Killer is my most wanted Severin right now. There's three that I want. I definitely want The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward with the slipcover. I want Night Killer. I'd kill to have Night Killer right now, and Beast in Heat, the Blu-ray for Beast in Heat, because I really want the Nazi exploitation documentary. Beast in Heat's an okay film, but I want it for the documentary more so than anything else. Those are my top three Severins right now. I'm sure there's more, but those three. Night Killer is one that I desperately want. If I could go downstairs now and ask my better half to get me Night Killer and she'd do it, I would do it in a heartbeat. The fact of the matter is, she's going to say, you got enough stuff coming, we can't afford it. And that's the truth. So yes, I'll get Night Killer eventually. And when I do, you can be damn sure I will be actually looking at it and reviewing it on here. I've added a couple people to the director series list that I'm going to be going through and I'm going to be doing stuff on. Joe D'Amato is one of the names that's going to be on the director series list of videos that I'm going to be doing. So if you're a Joe D'Amato fan, if you're interested in that type of stuff, I will be doing a Joe D'Amato one. I'm not sure if Joe D'Amato is going to be just a regular director's one, or if I'm going to have to cross over two types of videos that I do and make the Joe D'Amato one both a director series and a Coliseum After Dark. And the reasoning behind that is that Joe D'Amato has a lot of adult titles, like high-budget adult titles, stuff with Rocks Freedy and stuff like that, in his filmography as well. So I do want to be able to talk about the entirety of his works. So if you're a Joe D'Amato fan, watch out for that one. It's coming in the future. Since nobody said yay or anything like that, I guess that's one of the ones that I may not get as many people talking about. No Joe D'Amato fans out there? Is there a good book on Joe D'Amato? I don't think so. I mean, there's a... Thank you, Eric. And Jason. I'm always going to be trying, Dave. I always try to with my channel right now, and hope that you kind of realize it. I'm really trying to push forward and kind of do something a bit different, talk about some stuff. You got the Mondo Macabre one. Oh, I'm so jealous. I want that one so bad. That's one of the Mondo Macabre releases I really want. Is the Emmanuel in America. They got a great little documentary on Joe D'Amato there. It runs around an hour long, I think, which I need to get my hands on. because I'm definitely gonna need that for the video. Oh, the pre-order one had a booklet. Didn't you have like a? Did it have wrap on cover? Like or like a Beyond the Darkness is fantastic. We'll be talking about that one. And we're talking about a lot of his films, but that's just one of the guys that I will be like talking about, and when that series comes up. So anybody that's interested in the director series of stuff, like I previously announced that I was going to be talking about Jess Franco, Jean Rollin, Dario Argento, Umberto Lenzi, Lucio Fulci, Amsterdam. Dick Moss actually did Amsterdam. He also did The Lift. And of course, Umberto Lenzi. Oh yeah, Beyond the Darkness is one of those that it sticks with you. Like it definitely sticks with you. Beyond the Darkness is one of those films that really, really sticks with you. I did see the. I actually really liked the Limey. I actually had the Limey back in the day when it was like a VHS, and it was before it actually came out. I uh, I knew like a I knew a guy that worked. I knew these owners, the owners of a video store, and they would give me their screener copies to watch. I give back to them, of course, but I give the screener copies to watch. And one of the ones that the game was the Limey, when it was on VHS, and I recommend that they picked it up. So what they do was they'd get screener copies come in every week. They would pass over the screener copies to me. I'd watch them, and I'd give recommendations on which films I thought would rent. But I haven't seen the Limey since the VHS days, but I loved it. Making Dick Mouse documentary, that'd be cool. Oh, Terrence Stamp, the star of it. He was amazing. You guys know Absurd is one of my favorites. See, I like the VHS, Jason. But then again, I know obviously DVD did make it better, and Blu-ray made it even better than that. But I got a soft spot for VHS. I still collect VHS. What do I have coming in the mail? Well, Ragman, next week, coming up, you're going to see the unboxing of the April package for Vinegar Syndrome. I have a couple things coming from Unobstructed View. I do have a record player, but I need to get more. I need to get a new needle on that for it, or I may just get a new record player. It's an older one, because I know it's not going to make the trip over to Morocco. I got a Arrow video unboxing coming up in early May, or in the second week of May. That would be a New York Ripper, the one that imitated like Donald Duck. That's Lucio Fulci's New York Ripper. I have hopefully in late May, I will have the Severin unboxing for the Ghastly Bundle 4 as well. I'm jealous of you, Eric. And I'm trying to think if we got anything else. There is another unobstructed one, but they haven't got it back in stock yet, so I'm still waiting for it to come, which is the Scorpio Films collection. I can let you know that, and that is a Dutch sex wave collection. I will be doing a video, like not just unboxing it, but I will be doing a video about those films. Definitely ones to check out. Trust me, they're not like adult films, but I guess softcore. One of them has like, God, the first appearance of Sylvia Crystal will go on to Emmanuel. So I got her first film in that set. It was put up by Cult Epics. If you've ever bought anything from Cult Epics, especially if it's a limited edition from Cult Epics, it's a box set or something like that, you'll know that once their stuff goes out of print, it gets extremely expensive to buy their stuff. Hey there, Juan. Welcome, man. Yeah, it gets extremely expensive to buy their stuff after that. So I always recommend if you see a Cod Epics title out there that in the wild that you're interested in, grab it because I do find them they get pricey after they go to print. Just look at the Tindall brass set and stuff like that. I'm unable to walk very well, but it is I didn't pre-order Rad. I wasn't sure to be honest with you, and I don't think I'll get it right now, not right away. But why didn't I get it? It's a great How Needham film. It's very much the '80s film. It's a very '80s film, but it's yeah I and that's something I felt that I had to grab. There when certain ones come out, when the Jello set came out, I knew I was going to get it right away. I would love a subscription box. I can't afford them. The one thing with the horror pack thing is that it is done here in Canada, but they charge American prices for it, even if you're Canadian. Uh, but I have noticed that, except unless it's their one that's exclusive to the horror pack, most of the titles I got, because they're pretty much mainstream titles. Thunder Warrior. I'd have to look into it. I don't know if I do actually. I've seen the new Called Epics book. No, I haven't. I have a news book, dark one. I did not know that actually. It depends on what like. I'm a big like reading geek, so it would really depend on if there's actually good writing in the book. What do we think the surprise titles are? That's what actually I've been trying to get around to. Uh, what do we think the surprise titles are from Vinegar Syndrome? Because there are two surprise titles that are coming up. There's two surprise titles. Are there any VSAs coming in this one? I still got to get Hell Riders. I want to get that one during the sale, though I don't think the price is going to be lower during sale for that one. Yeah, I think the reasoning behind that is not Criterion's fault, by the way. For if the Criterion Channel not showing Canadian films, I think that is completely our side. There is the cable company here in Canada uh, are vicious when it comes to rights, and that's why we haven't got some. That's why we haven't got Hulu yet. That's why some films don't air. It is completely that we have a crappy cable company that that holds on to things, rights, and keeps things out. It's not Criterion Channel's fault. It is definitely on our side. Are VSAs coming? Damn. Two VSAs coming. See, I'm trying not to miss a VSA. I didn't get Hell Riders when it came out, and now that means that I'm not going to have very much money for the sale if I got any. Um, but I do want the VSAs. I don't want to miss those. Rogers is one of the companies that I'm talking about. But there's another company actually. There's like Rogers is just like they're like a cable company, but that's not the big cable company. I'm not sure what is it called. I don't know if it's Shaw. There's something I can't remember the name right now. It's like we got a Chapters Coles, which is a bookstore. You did a YouTube collaboration that lasted almost 5 hours. Holy crap, that is a long YouTube video. That's way beyond me. That's like a 22 shots of moods like type of collaboration. Once I eventually get to my podcast stuff going, hopefully, Amy, I'm going to get you on that. I don't think we'll do a 5 hour one, but we'll do a nice podcast. VSAs. Does anybody know what the VSAs are? Oh, yes. Because I haven't found a Vinegar Syndrome really that I haven't liked, like that I really haven't liked. Like there's been ones that I like more than others, but the VSA I've started collecting them now, I do want them all. Hopefully, once I get it done and I get it straightened away, it'll be like regular. I'm gonna get like a site and try to get it on YouTube and places like that. So on YouTube, I'm sorry, on iTunes, stuff like that. So it'll be free. My podcast is going to be free, like my videos are. VSAs are only for video store releases, really. Well, not really. They're for video stores and for their channel, for their website. So their website and video store exclusives. And like the stores, there's only certain like specialty stores that'll carry them. Grinders Tampa, I'm sure, carries them. I think Bay Street Video in Ontario carries them as well. They'll get a limited amount. Thank you, Juan. Uh, I'm doing okay as long as I don't have to stand up. I actually moved my leg around 10 minutes ago, and I think I audibly moaned out loud, which I apologize for. Can't be a wimp. But yes, I do recommend, like if you're into the VSAs, yeah, I'm still gonna be collecting them. I'm gonna have to suck up real big time to my better half. You guys are gonna have to help convince her to let me get the VSAs. I really don't want to miss out because if I miss out on one, they're going to get expensive. Exercise, that's what I can't write. It's so you got to understand. This isn't just like my legs a little stiff. This is like get up in the morning and can't put any weight on it type of thing. This is like I may certain times it's a I got to grab a cane thing. It is what it is. It's like there's tendonitis, there's issues there, but it's not. I got to say, not something I can complain too much about. It's okay, man. A lot worse can happen than having a bad knee, man. So I will take that. I feel blessed. That pump some iron. That's what I got to do. Get all like buff, come on the channel, rip off my shirt, six pack, all that type of thing. Go with that. Maybe that'll get me some more views, right? VSA releases over the top direct to video action filled skull crusher from the early 90s. The other one's a mysterious late 70s sort of horror shocker. I'm down for both of those, man. Definitely over the top 90s action filled skull crusher. I'm really getting into those now. Like Arnie. Definitely 110%. 70s horror still, that's my bag already. But yeah, I'm finding myself getting in a lot more of those style stuff. I watched Savage Harbor. Definitely wasn't a skull crushing action thing, but I actually enjoyed it. Savage Dawn's cool, really cool actually. I like Savage Dawn. That was a fun release. So if you didn't pick up that VSA, by the way, I do recommend it. Definitely one of the better ones. Vice Academy. Oh God, if you missed out on Vice Academy, man, look for that online. It's a fun one, way better than I thought. And I'd seen them before, but they look so much better on the Vinegar Syndrome releases than the DVD releases that I had. Oh yeah. I think mostly it's like a tendonitis, pulled muscle, like sprain type of thing. I just gotta man up, pump up me. That's it. Get all jacked. I won the last time. I doubt I'll win again this time. I would love to win though, because if I won, that's how I got. There was no way I was going to get any stuff last time around. But Jay on Valentine's Day because it was like a little adult stuff. But I won like a $50 gift certificate, and then she had to let me get some. Well, I'm getting there, man. I'm in my 40s, my late 40s. But then again, I made it to my late 40s, so yay. So never official on disc early 70s proto slasher. I'm presented uncut with the new 4K restoration of original camera negative along with an exploitation masterpiece. Ooh. That's my least favorite film genre. Not chick. I actually like chick flicks. I'm a big. Okay. Do you remember those like religious like epics that you'd see like on Easter time? They'd have like Ben-Hur, and they'd have like those greatest story ever told and stuff like that. By the way, I did just it wasn't. I'm still here. I did drop for a second though. That was definitely, that was kind of my least favorite at the time. Yeah, everybody had the problem because it went like reconnect loss. So I'm not quite sure how much longer I'll make the video just for that reason. Um, I am going to be watching some movies over the next little while. I'm doing an Alfred Hitchcock video in the near future. I just got to watch through a lot of movies for that one. I got my Alfred Hitchcock set up here. I do want to do one on Samuel Fuller and one on William Wellman as well, which are there's some like North American people here that hopefully you guys will be interested in. I know Amy, you're going to like the when I do the J horror one. So I'm waiting for something coming on May the 13th. It's supposed to show up, like if all goes well. And after that, then I can start watching the ones. Like obviously I'm gonna watch the Ring stuff that I got, and I'm gonna dive back into those. I got Dark Water, the original, that one, and we'll be looking at another set that's from Arrow, which is of 3 films, and you'll easily guess what they are. That I've got coming. Anybody want to? We want to hashtag guess AME, or anybody want to? I have a set coming from. It's a set like. Yeah, Amy, you got it right on the way, right away. It is One Mescal. I'm actually very, very excited about that. I like Takeshi Mikai, and I don't think I've seen both of the sequels. I think I've seen one. I don't think I've seen the other one. So it's going to be interesting, and that's going to be part of that because I do want. I'd ever seen Lace. I think if it's. I'm trying to think of. Is it the one? If it's the one I'm thinking of, yes, but I'm not quite sure. I definitely have to look it up to see if that's the one I'm thinking of. The Grudge ones I don't have. There's no Grudge set out yet. No good Grudge set. So miniseries, yes. Then I have seen it. Phoebe Cates. Is that the one that's like that's got the line? Which one of you are my mom? I won't say the word because exactly. Thank you. That's that. Yes, and I have seen it. I actually did like that a lot. Yeah, YouTube has been like cracking down a lot on stuff lately. So I've been like, these videos here are good because they can still most of the time are they don't normally get demonetized. No, it's not going you. It's not going to affect on your side. But I mean, like for me, for saying certain things. That's why when I get certain videos like that, they're going to be the Cult Cinema After Dark type videos. Those are videos that specifically can't be, they won't be able to be, won't get monetized. So those I will definitely have like we'll have super chat specifically for those. I don't like pushing super chat on my regular videos because they're my regular videos. On a demonetized video, like an After Dark video, that's when I would do something like that. I would actually kind of like say, okay, we'll go by super chat rules for like After Dark stuff. Because I'm still trying to get that I'm gonna get that Blue Yeti mic, guys. I'm telling you, I'm gonna grab it. But for stuff like this is a regular video. This is just fun. And these are ones I like. All the other stuff's just bonuses. For me, these videos are done because I enjoy them. To have people to talk to about films. So I get a lot out of these videos just talking to you guys. The Outstanding films are actually excellent. That's the reason I haven't done one yet, Dave, actually. I haven't done one because they do take research. And they do take a bit of research. The director's ones obviously take research as well, because I got to watch a lot of films and watch a lot of featurettes and in some cases read books, actual books. But I got one coming up. If you're interested, I got one coming up on the Taboo series. I'm going to be basically dealing with the first 4. Though I'm going to talk about. I will talk a bit about the ones that came afterwards. So I won't go too in depth with the other ones though. I will talk a bit about the American Taboo series to go along with that. I have a Pretty Peaches one coming up. The first Pretty Peaches film, like one of the big things about that one is, and I'll throw a fact out now, is that Juliet Anderson, who would become a very, very famous actress in that style of cinema, she actually got her start in Pretty Peaches one. So there'll be lots more little tidbits to talk about. And in July. Oh, I think you mean Gamera set. The Godzilla set is Criterion, but it's similar, so I understand. Yes, I do have it pre-ordered. So unless something happens and I can't afford to get it at the time, at this point it is pre-ordered. It is really cool. It looks like it's going to be around the size of their cereal box set that they put out for Hershey and Lewis, and it'll have like a book and a comic book in it as well. I gotta watch part 3. That's the one I had. That's the one that I have to watch, and then I gotta do some more research. I was a bit disappointed that when I got the trilogy on Blu-ray, there was no features. I'm looking to find some more information on the films themselves as well. Obviously, where I am talking about the films in behind the scenes and historical context and stuff like that, I'm not just like reviewing a film or anything. I want to grab as much information as I can, so that it makes for an interesting, like, lengthy video that we can actually talk about. And I'm hoping that you guys will be there for my called some After Dark stuff. I promise it'll be fun and interesting, same as my director stuff and same as the regular stuff that I do right now. I am trying to like really branch out and do a lot of different stuff on this channel here, and kind of hopefully in the way that you guys, when you're talking about movies here that I haven't seen, that I don't know about, I often get like inspired to check out different things from you. I'm hoping that I will be able to inspire you to check out some films that maybe you wouldn't have checked out necessarily. Do I like period films like Howard's End or Age of Innocence? Yeah, I don't mind them actually. I gotta be in the right mood for them though. I won't be getting The Woman Set next month. I don't think I can. I don't have the bones for it right now, especially with the sale coming out. But I do definitely worth looking into. I did like that film actually, and there's an extra film on there. So, if in the UK edition anyway, I really like the King comedy, and I like what's called the Joker too. But King of Comedy I really liked. It's a favorite early one from Scorsese for me. Definitely a fun one to check out. Dark film, much like King Comedy, Taxi Driver, I think are really good film. Like Color Mine is a fantastic film. I saw it in theater actually. Hershey and Lewis is good. I mean, like, it's acquired taste for some people. Some people are not going to like it. That's the thing. But I do like, and I think Where's the Gore is actually a fun one, really fun one. Outrage. I don't think I have, Dave. To be honest with you, I'll be honest with you, Paul. I was not a huge fan of the film. I liked the performance that was done by Joaquin Phoenix, but I'll be bluntly honest, because I don't feel it's right for me to not to say that I was. I didn't. I thought it was a little bit heavy handed, and it seemed like they were trying to get a message across, and that kind of shot itself in the foot. Like, because when you really think about it, like this Joker character, like the character, that is obviously not going to become the Joker that fights Batman. That's not an origin of that. This is an alternate one. But yeah, it's like, rich people like are evil, and all the, like the type of stuff like it. But when you really look at the films, the film itself. It's actually, unfortunately, it's the people that that's not the people that do it. It's like like yeah, no, that's the thing. That's why there's so many movies and so many opinions. There's like, and I'm in a minority when it comes to that. Like that movie was nominated for an Oscar, uh, so I am perfectly aware that I'm that I'm in the minority when it comes to that film, with a lot of films. I have weird taste. That's the thing. But I always back them up, like with my thoughts, and I never like diss anybody for their taste in films. Um, I don't think that's good. It doesn't help out. What do I think the Oscars? Man, I used to be really into them. I'm not so much anymore. I loved the last year because I was a big fan of Parasite. I was glad that that won. But you know that was kind of my type of film. But I do have Cat's Eye actually. A great film. Actually, I got it on DVD. I don't think I got the Blu-ray yet. Maybe I do have the. I gotta check. Maybe I do have the Blu-ray. But I mean, there was a time when the Oscars seemed like there's something special, and they just don't. Like that excitement's not there anymore for me. And there is like an excitement. There's like a thrill, and there used to be excitement to the Oscars, and there's a big pump, and so, you know, a big pageantry. Stephen King's Cat's Eye. Do you have something similar to the Oscars in Canada? Well, we have like award shows. We have the Genies. That's like I guess that's the closest that we have. Every country has something. Oscars are just, you know, they're more well known. U.S. you promote your stuff well, but we have like we've got the Genies. That's I think that's our, I guess, our equivalent to the Oscars. I would love to see the Horror Hall of Fame brought back. I also like. I used to love the. Remember when they did like? I'm a video gamer too. I don't talk about it much on my channel, but I do. I like collect retro gaming as well. But do you remember when they used to do those like those cool, like they still do them, like video game awards, the VGAs. But remember they were good. They haven't been in a few years, but they used to be really good. They have big announcements and all that type of stuff. I love that. I'm a big fan. I was a big fan of like E3 as well. Cronenberg. Did he? You know what? I don't know if I've seen any Cronenbergs like that type of stuff. Yeah, these show on Spike. Spike used to have like TNA too, like TNA wrestling, which I actually really enjoyed. Now you watch TNA wrestling on like on the internet. I don't have the Warren Beatty Dick Tracy movie. I saw it in theater when it came out. I collected all the stickers that were in the chips at the time. But I actually really like it. I really like the Dick Tracy one. But I a lot of people like ragged on it, but I thought it was a really good representation of Dick Tracy, and I love the way that the makeup was done. I do watch any AEW wrestling. It is my favorite wrestling to watch. By far and large, it's the best on the go right now. You obviously, you know, you got hit bit hard, like what's going on right now. They do have like awards, an adult films award show actually. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of like of AEW wrestling. I like Kenny Omega, I like the Young Bucks. I'm hoping that, you know, not oh, definitely check it out. I mean, it's way better than WWE, much better wrestling. Like, and there's a reason for that. Because basically, the fact of the matter is WWE has they have a certain wrestling style that people have to do when they go in there. Any good wrestling movies? That's a good one. I mean, I should do a wrestling video on films sometime soon. The Wrestler, of course, you know, is obviously the big one. I'll definitely, it was a flop, I think, back at that time, but it's a shame because it was a good movie. The Exalted one, Brody Lee, man. The Wrestler was excellent. Is it on porn? It's a good one with William Smith. Yeah, I love William Smith too. And he's a big dude, so we can definitely pull out the wrestler thing. Nacho Libre. I was a big on Nacho Libre. Like, I know a lot of people love it. But I say I'm Roddy Piper. I like anything Roddy Piper, man. He's Canadian like me, so I got to promote that. Yeah, you can tell, Dave. There's a lot more freedom with the characters. There's a lot better wrestling. It moves a lot faster. It just overall, like, Matt Hardy went. Matt Hardy was doing this really cool thing in TNA. Then he went over to WWE and he totally like neutered his character. Then he went to AEW and his character's brilliant again. No, I saw No Holds Barred in theater. I love No Holds Barred. That's the one with Zeus, man. Yeah, he actually came on like, this was back in the day when you could have like a guy that was like an actor come on and wrestle at a wrestling event. I think, was it SummerSlam? I think like Zeus was in like SummerSlam. Because there's No Holds Barred, like, Hulk Hogan's acting. And then afterwards, I think there was like Suburban Commando, which I loved. The guy that played, like Dave Suchet, who played, and of course he played Hercule Poirot for A&E. He actually is he's the bad guy in Suburban Commando. He's the alien. Look for like Undertaker in a small role too at the beginning. That'd be his last good phase. I love the Attitude Era. Is my favorite. It doesn't have the best wrestling, but it's some of the best storylines. Going back, I can get a bit more into the ruthless aggression type of era on wrestling as well. I have been trying to like branch out and watch some other stuff. The adult version of Allison's Adventure. I don't actually. I don't have, like, aside from the Vinegar Syndrome stuff that I picked up recently, I don't have a lot of the adult cinema titles. And I specifically picked up stuff that I picked up for reasons of making the videos, and because I'm trying to branch out my collections and stuff like that. But if I have anything like in adult cinema, it's come from Vinegar Syndrome. Except one that I think my dad gave me was from Synapse's offshoot, Impulse Pictures, which is a Canadian one that was done and I'll do a video on this one as well. And it was done in, I think, Vancouver. It wasn't shown. It was shelved for like something like 31 years, and then they found like a copy of it in the Canadian Cinema Archives, basically. And it's called Sexcula. Well, when I'll do a video in After Dark when I talk about some of the kind of the other stuff. Cruel Jaws. I remember Insatiable. That's Marilyn Chambers, right? Snake of June. Who put that? I'll check it out. There's a few. I would love to do like eventually like under the call to cinema stuff, a Nakatsu video, which I'm sure Amy you'd enjoy. I don't actually. I do need to get more second sight releases. They do some amazing stuff. I got a few. Like I've got their steelbook for basket case, and I got the what's it called again? Have you checked the children? You know, the When a Stranger Calls one. Shout out video movies. I do want to. Yes, Intervision does some great ones. I do want more of those. Yeah, well, that's the thing. John Holmes was a name that was known, so they would actually kind of like just put him in there. There was like a whole bunch. Like there was a loop series called Swedish Erotica that would have like a lot of John Holmes stuff in there, and John Holmes, they put him in there, and Juliet Anderson, who was probably best known as Aunt Peg. And when I do the Swedish Erotica video, I will do a impression of the Swedish Erotica announcer. What's the rarest set that I own? I don't know, actually. Rag, that's a good question. That Vincent Price sets that I got from Scream Factory and Arrow both went out of print, so I guess they're pretty rare. I've got a few different things. I got the Harry Potter the big gigantic set. That's fairly rare as well. I'm more than likely something that I haven't. Yeah, he did actually. He looped a lot of those. Man with the X-Ray Eyes is a really good film. It's Did I hear the Bella Thorne? Yeah, I know. She did she did it basically because apparently uh, she wanted to take control. Um, that like there was some stuff that might have got out, and she because unfortunately like she spoke on the fact that stuff happened to her when she was younger. Sadly, you can't just watch the first Harry Potter. I mean, you got to watch more of that to get into it because they get better as you go through. I wouldn't like him first. It was just the first one. Matinee is such a cool film, Eric. Somebody mentioned Rayman. I love Rayman. Oh, they're releasing X Man with the X-Ray. Oh, Second Side's releasing the Man with the X-Ray Eyes. That'd be cool. See, they do a cool box set of that one, like they did with the Sodom stuff like that. Like the first Harry Potter, the best, really. Christopher Columbus, right? Directed the first one. I can't remember my favorite. It's not the last one, that's for sure. But I do think that that SNL Harry Potter. Have you read the books? Probably read the books. The books, you got to read the books. But if you don't like that style of film, you're not gonna like it anyway. My better half's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and she can turn on Lord of the Rings, watch them anytime. That ain't me. Revenge is a good film. That's the Joan Collins, right? If that's the one network, if you sent me that one because I really like that one. Oh, we don't have to be a kid to like it. It's just what you're into. Oh, the new one. Oh, you mean the one directed by the girl, like the rape revenge type film? Because there's so many movies called Revenge. Because I was thinking Revenge. Is it the network one? Is it the Patrick Wayne one? Good on you reading Lord of the Rings as a kid, man. Those were pretty long books. The Hobbits were hard watches for me. The Hobbit films were, yeah. I can get through Lord of the Rings. I can watch three of those, and I'm good with them. Like they're really good. Like let's be honest, they're amazingly well crafted films. And anybody that even remotely likes fantasy or that type of stuff, they're so well done. What's that funniest? Comedy subjective. That's the thing. But here's the thing. I like a lot of the wacky comedies. So I'm a huge fan of stuff like Kentucky Fried Movie. I love Kentucky Fried Movie. It's definitely one of my favorites. Catholic High School Girls in Trouble by Samuel Mankiewicz. I love that stuff. And, oh God, what's the name of it? Amazon Women on the Moon, I really loved. Can I do it till I need glasses? If you don't stop it, you go blind. The police story movies, police squad movies, but police squad even more so than the movies. You don't think Return of the King can be compared to something like Lawrence of Arabia? I disagree, actually. Um, for the work that he put into those films, and to bring something alive and to the screen with such faithful adaptation, and so well done, even though they may not be my bag all the time. Um, then yeah, it's definitely up there with something like that. Um, but then again, I think that a lot of the films that some people consider to be like classics of all time are, uh, I don't like to use the word overrated, but oh really? So you eat with a place where Kentucky Fried Movie is done. That is kind of cool. There's a great like Shout Factory DVD for Blu-ray for Kentucky Fried Movie. A great interview, kind of career interview with the guys that made the film. Holy Grail. Like Costner, Anthony Quinn. You're probably not the only one, actually. Gone. I don't remember Gone Fishing very well. It was okay. I mean, it was not like something that I was not really my type. The only place I can think about right now, like what, like movie set wise, aside from like The Rowdy Man, obviously, um, but which is a Newfoundland film. You serious? No, no, I completely disagree. I mean, like certain films, I think that are. I don't think all those films actually are on like the same like level either. To be totally honest with you, sometimes I think that people just like have certain films that they just like. Okay, this is these. Who's my favorite actor? God, I don't know. That's never really thought about that like actor wise. I got favorite directors and stuff. But favorite actors? I don't know. Joseph Cotton was one of my favorites when I was growing up. I love Donald Pleasant's work, Peter Cushing, Christopher Lee. Um, but I disagree with you both. Just saying. That's okay though. It's cool to disagree. That's one of the fun things about being here in the movie club. We can disagree and respect each other for it. That's It'll be super boring if we're all the same. You like the Magnificent Seven better than Seven Samurai? I have a feeling AME and Brian are going to be super upset about that. You want to know the truth? So do I. I love Seven Samurai. Great film. But I love Magnificent Seven. It's one of my favorite films. It's always been like one of those films that I'll go back to. And like as far as North American Westerns go, it's definitely one of the strong ones for me. So yeah, I'll go on that. I will go on that hill with you, Jason. I'm a bigger fan of Magnificent Seven than I am of like Seven Samurai, and I love Seven Samurai. There's just a quiet coolness to certain actors in Magnificent Seven that stand out to me. How can you not? Then you cannot look at me and honestly say, "Oh, I'm a huge fan of Seven Samurai," and then turn around and say, "You know what? But I don't like Magnificent Seven because I don't buy that." What that's a Disney's Halloween film series. You mean Halloween Towns and stuff like that? My kids love them. I guess I thought they're okay. I mean, I saw some Halloween Town High and stuff like that. I think that's the ones you're talking about. Uh, but yeah, I don't really have like high opinions on them. Like I don't know a lot about them. A lot of movies take from other films. I'm sure if you want to go back there, that those films too also like took from other sources. Just because a movie takes from another film or takes from another source doesn't automatically discard the movie. Oh, like this movie took from another film. Obviously, it's an inferior movie or it's not as good a movie. That's not true. That in reality that doesn't work. Um, like is do you discount the Sergio Leone movies and stuff? Uh, or like Star Wars, for instance, like she just mentioned, because that took from other sources. And the directing and the cast on Seven Samurai are just way too good to ever discount them and say no Seven Samurai like no, or like on Magnificent Seven are just too good to say okay it's these aren't good films. I mean like we can disagree on films that you like or don't like, but Seven Samurai, great film. Magnificent Seven, also a great film. To Dance with Cop with a Man Called Horse. I love A Man Called Horse too. Um, hey there, Ricky. We're having like a big debate here. It's actually kind of cool. I like it. Gets the juices flowing. I love that. Do I like movies South Central? I'm big on a lot of those films. South Central, By the Hood. I love. There's a movie called Colors, which I utterly adore. One of my favorites. That's good though, right? It makes me want to rewatch these films. Fistful of Dollars is excellent. Fistful of Dollars is good too. Both of them are great films. Man, oh God, it's been so long. I don't think I've seen The Man Called Horse, the second one. A Return Man Called Horse is what it was the name of it, I think, at least here in North America. I haven't seen it in ages. Is it Richard Harris in I know in the first one at least? I'm trying to remember. Sergio Corbucci is excellent. Somebody, your friend told you Seven Samurai once about Western garbage films. Yeah, I've got to ask Dwayne, what type of movies did your friend like? He's in the second one too. Perfect. I haven't seen it so long that I kind of forgot. There's a comment there that went really fast, and I'm waiting for it to come up because I think it's an extreme good comment done by Dave. So whether they're steals, tributes, copies, rip-offs, we can still enjoy them for what they are, classic or not. Let's not get how much Lucas stole from Star Wars or Indiana Jones. Like stuff was taken from Indiana Jones, and fantastic films, by the way. I love American Graffiti. I love the first Billy Jackman the best. Born Losers is my favorite. The more he put his wife in the films, the less like fun they were. To be completely honest with you, long before Rob Zombie was putting Sherry Moon in every one of his films, he was putting his wife in on all of them. Oh, you're right. Oh, dude, you're the right channel for if you like fringe and cult stuff. You are so on the right channel. You know, I don't remember Charles of a Man Called Horse. I think I've seen it, but I don't remember it. THX 113. It's more Gleam of the Cube. I can't believe you remember that one. It's just I used to skateboard a bit. So I love skateboarding films, and I do remember Gleam of the Cube actually. Charles wasn't very good. Yeah, those third ones that's like Charles Billy Jack. It's a horrible film, but I watched it. If you like cult cinema and weird films, then yes, you're on the right channel. But did I like it more American Graffiti? I don't remember it very well, but I did see it. I think I got it here somewhere. I bought like a $5 copy from Walmart. You know what I really liked? Love American Style, which I'm sure nobody here remembers, but it used to be a show that came on. Well, I didn't see it in its original run, but I saw it come out again. I think Dead Meat recently did a podcast a bit like the Psycho remake. I like The Revenant. It's pretty good. I like that style of film. They like Psycho, but they were blown away that a 1960s film could be good. Yeah, I think they're more mainstream. That's okay. They got their own type. You've never seen Psycho? Don't watch Psycho. Like normally I'll say, watch the film original, watch the remake together, but don't because they're too close, and like it's a shot for shot remake. Basically, Gus Van Sant, who was a big director, he just gotten big actually, at the time, decided that he had said early on, what do you want to make? You want to do a movie? What do you want to make? Love Boat on Land. It's kind of like Love Boat on Land. That's where Happy Days came from. Love American Style. There's a little from episode of Happy Days actually. Oh no, I still buy physical copies of movies and music. If you don't have physical copies of films, if you just got them on, if you just got digital copies, I don't think you own the films. I think you're renting, you're paying to rent a movie. It's not, you don't have ownership of that film. If that company loses rights or loses music rights or they're not around anymore, which can happen, people say, well, I can download them onto my computer. Yes, you can, but still, if it's not physical, you don't own it. And I do have some like digital copies of films. This is a channel, Jason, where you're going to find a lot of love for physical media. I will. Like, obviously, I got some streaming services, and I will mention them as well. But I will do videos eventually, like on certain ones. But I do always recommend, if you want to collect movies, if there's movies that you like and that you really want, you can't depend on a streaming service to keep those movies for you. Like Criterion, for instance, Criterion's got a streaming service. All the Criterion films aren't going to be on the streaming service. Things are going to switch in and out. If you really want those films and you really want really, the films that you maybe want to study, if you're like a student of film like I am, then you're going to want to own the physical copies of the films. Criterion is a great company when it comes to like a film in a film. What's the word I'm going to look? A film school in a box. I think Brian would agree with me on that one. He's a huge Criterion fan. Yeah, I usually give my streaming copies like to my kids, unless like my better half wants. Like she travels, before this, she traveled a lot for work. So there's certain ones that I would give to her. Oh, financially thing, that's the thing, Brian. It's like nobody and I'll never diss anybody for stuff like that. You're still planning for your trip, man. Don't forget my saver. I won't forget my saver. Don't let me forget it. That's my Call Cinema saver that I use. Oh, people are starting to feel the pain a bit more now, especially where internet's been, like, you've seen this, like, the internet pretty much cut and like have me freeze up twice already on here. That's because of the internet, like the caps that they're putting on right now. Exactly. They do have like a list of like criterions that with the features, and those are really great. That's like if you go to iTunes, there are a bunch of like Arrow videos that have iTunes extras, and like great example of that. I picked up I bought the Steelbook Reanimator, and from Arrow Video, but it was like a FYE exclusive. I got it home. I opened it up, and I noticed that it only has one disc. It doesn't have the second disc. It doesn't have the integral cut. There's a bunch of features missing. So when Arrow Video had a sale, a digital sale on it for Reanimator, there was for $2.99, and so I already have like the Blu-ray Reanimator, but I wanted that integral cut. I wanted those extra features. I grabbed that $2.99 one to get that stuff. iTunes extras are excellent for stuff like that. Oh yeah, I mean, like Brian, look for when they have the sales, like that $2.99 sale that I mentioned with that they had a while back. I will let you know when they have stuff like that again, because they do have ones that have all the features on there as well. So much like you'd see when you open it up, you'll see like the play option and like the bonuses and all that type of stuff. So all the bonuses that are there. So I like Donnie Darko, but I don't love Donnie Darko. It's one that I feel I gotta watch again to get into. So I bought Donnie Darko for $2.99, $2.99, and it had like interviews and documentaries and different like cuts of the film and commentaries. So everything that you can imagine, like, was in the big special edition. I got for $2.99. Meridian. Oh, I love Meridian. That's an excellent film. I think it's an excellent film. I haven't seen it in years, but I loved it when I saw it. It's kind of a Beauty and the Beast type of thing. I like the way that's done. Donnie Darko is a good film. It's just the sequel wasn't as good. But I think I got to rewatch it again. I think I got to see it again. It's like I want to do a video eventually on Jim Van Bieber's work. Is anybody here familiar with Jim Van Bieber? I'm sure you are. Because I'm so I hopefully I got one Van Bieber film coming in the mail if Unobstructed View actually has it, and I've got another Van Bieber film from Arrow, and so I'm definitely gonna I'll look. We'll do like a video. We'll talk about some of his stuff because there's a very like kind of grassroots Gonzo style regional filmmaking type of guy. David Don, yeah. I gotta watch. I got Debbie Don here. I gotta watch it. He did Debbie at Dawn, which was a pretty big movie for him. The Manson Family was also. It took him years to get it made, and there's quite the story behind the Manson Family and how it got made, and like Severin and like the whole. I think it was Severin and the funding for it, and like some kind of. So definitely something that it's a decent film too. Yeah, Severin put out, and then the destroyed copies or something like that. I think. Mine too. That's mine too. Is back order. Here's the thing. I love Unobstructed View, but a couple of the titles that I wanted, like they're not good at letting me know that those titles are back ordered. I had to go and tell them. I had to go and like contact them, say, look, it's been over 2 weeks. What's happening with my films? They said, well, a couple of them we actually don't have anymore. They were put on there, but there's no stock for them. And so I was like, okay, yes, that's fine. And so I knew that right away that that Lucia Fulci and that Jess Franco Severin sets, they weren't coming. Oh, have a great night there, Alan. But so yeah, they gave the money back on that. I've never ordered from Full Moon. I wanted that Jess Franco set from Full Moon though. I really did because I want to do a Jess Franco video, but I don't know if I got enough to really like get into it. And I really want that. There's a 10 film DVD set for that Full Moon did with Jess Franco stuff, and it is pretty bloody brilliant. A lot of the features are like Full Moon, the same features on different discs, but I got like the Night of Thousand Desires. Hey George, you have a great night, and keep enjoying your indicator stuff, man. I'm gonna watch some indicators actually tomorrow. He's not all. Jess Franco's definitely not all adult stuff. You gotta see. You have not seen a lot of Jess Franco stuff, Paul. Gotta check some of his early stuff. Diabolical Dr. Z. Some of his the Dr. Orloff stuff. A lot of his early stuff is really really good. And he's one of those guys that is actually a good filmmaker. There's quite like once I get my Jess Franco video, there's a lot you're gonna find out about that. There's a talent behind him. Jodorowsky. I definitely need to see more Jodorowsky. I've seen some, but it's been a while. I would have loved to jump on the olive sale. There's a lot of good stuff there, and the prices were definitely right. For those that don't know, there's an olive sale going on right now on deep discount. It's a buy one get one, or at least it was going on last time I checked. There is also a really good sale on MVD Visual, or there was. I'm not quite sure if it's still going on. You can check it out. MVD, they had like a lot of the shot on video stuff. A lot of stuff like for $3.99, like for DVD and stuff. Really good prices. Jodorowsky's Dune, I will definitely second that. Brian, that is an amazing documentary. It's one of my favorites, actually. All the Jess Franco stuff he has adult. You gotta check out some of his earlier stuff, and there's other stuff in between. Jess Franco made a lot of films, and you're right, he did make a lot of stuff in the erotica vein. But he's a guy that's what's it, over 200 films, and not all of it was in that vein. He did tend to like work towards a lot of he did some of Marquis de Sade stuff. That's one of his favorite writers, but especially some of his early stuff was much more tame than you would actually realize. And it'll be interesting. Trust me, Paul. We'll do like a Jess Franco video, and I'll introduce you to some of the not so naughty ones if you like those. Hard Darks. Well, Hard Darks is better than than Apocalypse Now. I really was not a huge Apocalypse Now fan, and I know I'm pretty much alone on that one. Wow, I've never checked at Wow HD. How quick are they with their stuff? because I'm always looking for other companies to order from that have like are decently priced, that have like a good shipping here in Canada, and because I love an obstructive view, and they do most of the stuff. Apocalypse Now is on the top 10 list of a lot of people. But I'm one of the weird ones when it comes to that, and I truly know I'm one of the weird ones when it comes to that. But guess what? You know, less than 24 hours dispatch, about 2 weeks to arrive. It's actually not bad. So, I am Aaron. This is not my movie library. This is my study room. This is where I do a lot of my writing and do some of my research and stuff as well. But right now, this is going to be where I do some of my videos because when I try to get up to walk from here, knock me pretty. I am Aaron. You are the call to cinema. You guys rock. I will hopefully see you here. I'm going to try to make a video again tomorrow. I really promise that I'm working hard to do that. Whiskey, I love whiskey right now. But it is time for tea. Definitely time for tea. Have a great night, guys. I will see you here hopefully tomorrow. If not, sometime early next week. We will be doing an unboxing hopefully soon. Fingers crossed of those Vinegar Syndrome titles. And as it comes closer to the Vinegar Syndrome sale, we will talk more about it. Hope you guys enjoyed it tonight. I'm still working on getting a Call of Cinema After Dark up really soon. Either Taboo or Pretty Peaches will be the very first one for Call of Cinema After Dark. Please check it out. And I'm still working on working on later doing a podcast down the road. That's where the Call of Cinema After Dark is going to come in handy because those are going to be super chat enabled ones as well. But for now, have fun, enjoy yourself, watch the movies, have a great weekend, and I will see you soon. Bye.